Number 1. Jonathan Javier Molina works as an EMT in Mendoza Province, Argentina. One night, after finishing a late shift, he's sitting inside the hospital corridor when something unusual catches his attention. It looks like someone might be sitting inside his car outside. Confused, he takes out his phone and starts recording, and what he captures is hard to explain.
En el hospital escuchamos un golpe y nos dimos vuelta porque dijimos, bueno, ¿quién está entrando? Cuestión de que no hay nadie atrás nuestro. Y miramos dentro del auto y dijimos, oh, pues el auto... ¿Qué mierda es? Lo peor de todo es que no queremos salir. O sea, no... Miedo, la puta madre. Lo peor de todo es que se mueve adentro del auto y no hay nadie. O sea, ahora vamos a ir a controlar el auto. Pero parece como si fuese un reflejo. La puta madre. No, boludo. Ya, salimos rápido para que vean que no es mentira. Mamá, la piel de gallina, hermano. Piel de gallina. Cagazo. Nadie.
Through the glass doors, a faint, pale figure can be seen sitting in the passenger seat of his car. The shape isn't very clear, but it's definitely there. Jonathan goes outside to check and opens both the front and back doors, showing that the car is completely empty. He also looks around to confirm that no one is nearby.
Un montón. Es un montón. Mierda. Y encima nos mira la puta que te parió. No, chavo. No.
But when he goes back inside and looks again, the figure appears once more, this time seeming to face directly toward him. So the question is, did he really capture something paranormal outside the hospital? Or is there another explanation for what he saw? Number 2, a TikTok user, known as Tenderslug, starts recording strange activity in her home that only seems to happen when she's alone. For weeks, she hears heavy footsteps going up and down the staircase. At first, she tries to ignore it, thinking it might just be normal house noises like settling wood or pipes. But the sounds are too clear and too consistent to brush off, so she decides to record them. The audio captures loud, fast footsteps moving along the stairs. She stays completely still while filming, making it clear the noise isn't coming from her. No one else is inside the house, yet it sounds like someone is running up and down. After recording it, the situation gets worse. The activity starts happening every day, and it's no longer limited to just one staircase. The same footsteps begin coming from other parts of the house, including the basement.
Hearing it again, but from downstairs this time. Nope.
Days later, while upstairs, she hears the same sound again, this time directly below her. The footsteps are loud, constant, and don't stop.
Somebody walk up and down my stairs, but there is obviously nobody there. There's nothing there. And it keeps coming up and down, up and down.
It feels like something is moving through her home whenever she's alone, going from one staircase to another, repeating the same pattern again and again. Number 3, this clip comes from a TikTok account called the Still Room Society and shows how even a quiet place like a library can feel unsettling. The footage was recorded at Willard Library in Evansville, Indiana on January 17, 2026. Built in 1885, it's one of the oldest public libraries in the state and has a long history of strange stories. The most famous is about a figure known as the Gray Lady. Over the years, both visitors and staff have reported seeing her, along with other odd events like cold spots, flickering lights, and books falling on their own.
Why don't you show yourself to me? I know this is your home, and I mean you no disrespect. I'm just curious about you, like why you're here and who you are. My name's Missy. I'd love to know more about you.
At the start of the video, the person recording tries to communicate with whatever might be there, asking it to reveal itself. Just seconds later, faint but noticeable sounds can be heard somewhere in the library. The timing feels strange, almost like a response, even though nothing appears on camera. The noises stand out in the otherwise quiet space, making the moment hard to ignore. Of course, there could be a normal explanation. Old buildings often make unexpected sounds, and it's possible someone else was moving around out of view. But the lack of a clear source is what makes the clip stick with you. There's just enough happening to raise questions, but not enough to explain what was really going on. Number 4, a man named Diaz started noticing something strange in his apartment. Flies and even maggots appearing while he was cleaning, with no clear reason why. Not long after, on his way to work, he saw a large swarm of flies gathered around his neighbor's window, along with a strong, foul smell coming from inside. Sensing something was wrong, he reported it to the police. They later confirmed that his neighbor had died inside the apartment and had gone unnoticed for over 3 weeks, until the smell and insects became impossible to ignore. Diaz realized he hadn't seen that neighbor in months. And since no family ever visited, no one had noticed anything was wrong. But soon after this discovery, things took a disturbing turn. The man living in the apartment above began screaming randomly throughout the day.
Dios mío.
On another occasion, Diaz saw him through the window attempting to harm himself. When he tried to help, the man claimed he was being tormented by spirits, but then suddenly became aggressive.
Dios santo. Oh my God. Vecino. ¿You okay? No. 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 Dios te bendiga. No. ¿Necesitas ayuda? ¿Necesitas ayuda? Dios te bendiga. Vengo en el nombre de Jesús. En el nombre de Jesús.
This made Diaz uneasy, especially after learning that a previous resident in the same apartment below had also been found dead after a long time. Suspecting a pattern, he began recording the building at night. One evening, he noticed what looked like a figure standing in the upstairs neighbor's window. As he zoomed in, it moved away, almost as if it knew it was being watched. On another night, he saw what appeared to be a woman in white inside the apartment of the deceased neighbor, even though no one should have had access to it. Around the same time, strange things started happening inside Diaz's own home.
Apartamento de donde está el vecino. Ok, quiero que vean el apartamento ese, es donde duerme el vecino. Ahí es donde él vive arriba. Miren esa cosa que está en la ventana. Vean esa cosa que está en la ventana arriba y cómo desaparece cuando yo voy acercando la cámara. Miren, que alguien me explique qué rayos es eso. Como que si supiera que yo lo estoy grabando. Pero no es una cosa normal, no es una persona. Es algo, gente. Miren, miren, es algo que está ahí. Miren cómo se quita. ¿Ustedes creen que eso es normal?
While watching TV one night, he noticed what looked like a pale face staring at him from an upstairs window.
Miren esas cosas. Miren, miren esa cosa parada en mi... Oh my God. Sangre de Cristo te reprenda, demonio infernal.
Later, around 2 a.m., someone or something tried to open his door. He heard knocking, but when he checked, no one was there.
A ver, ahí está otra vez. Vean, pero vean, que no es nadie. No es de la mañana. Exactamente. Vean. No es nadie. Y ese wiki. Pinche gato feo, ya te había visto yo por aquí. La sangre de Cristo te reprenda. Mari, tráeme la sal. Tráeme la sal, Mari, tráeme la sal, corre.
Only a cat sitting outside, staring directly at him. After everything he experienced, Diaz decided to move out as soon as his contract ends. Whatever is happening in that building remains unexplained, leaving behind more questions than answers. Number 5, a man named Brian was returning home when he noticed something strange. His shed light was on. He was certain he hadn't been in there for days, which immediately made him suspicious that someone might be inside. Everything. Brian decides to set up a camera in the shed to figure out what's going on. Later footage shows movement inside, with multiple sounds coming from the attic area. Some believe it could be animals like badgers or other creatures causing the noise and movement. But with the lights turning on and off and the doors opening on their own, Brian isn't convinced. To him, it feels like something far more disturbing might be behind it. Number 6, a woman shared a clip that she still hasn't been able to explain. She said that around 4 a.m., her parents' security camera was triggered by motion outside their house. At first, they assumed it was just an animal passing by, but what showed up on the footage felt far more unsettling. Out of nowhere, a faint white figure appears in front of the garage. Its movement looks strange, almost like it's jumping or shifting from one spot to another instead of walking normally. The moment the camera detects it and the light turns on, the figure disappears instantly. Because of its small size and shape, some people think it looks like a child, but with no clear explanation, what it actually is remains open to interpretation. Number 7 clip is an older recording, but it shows some intense poltergeist-like activity. Even with the low camera quality, what happens is still clearly visible. The footage was taken before the house was renovated, showing its original layout. At the start, there's a rugby ball resting on top of a foot cushion, something the viewer is told to keep an eye on. Without any visible cause, the ball suddenly gets knocked off. Then, an object placed on the fireplace is also pushed off moments later. Things escalate when the lid of the foot cushion flips open on its own, adding to the confusion. Some people have suggested it looks like someone might be hiding inside the cushion, but that doesn't really make sense since it's too small for anyone to fit in, even a child. As for the face-like shape that appears, it's likely just a Halloween mask, or possibly a case of pareidolia, where the brain sees familiar patterns like faces in random objects. Number 8. This clip comes from a TikTok page called Follow Pete and Ash, where a couple says they've been dealing with something strange in their home for a while. One day, after hearing a knock at their door, they decide to record what's happening, and things quickly take a disturbing turn.
No, just stay upstairs, okay, Ash? No, stay upstairs.
I'm scared.
It stopped.
Babe, do you see anything?
No, I don't see anything.
It sounds like it's on the porch.
I know it sounded right, like it was right outside.
We're going down
No,
there.
just stay up there.
Do you see anything?
I don't know, it doesn't look like
Oh my God, Peter.
Okay, no. Make sure the door's locked.
Listen, what did you?
I don't know, I didn't see anything. I didn't see.
At first, there's a strange noise coming from outside, almost like a cat. Curious but uneasy, they move closer to the door to check. Just as they approach, the door suddenly starts shaking hard, as if something is trying to force its way in. The movement is so aggressive that they decide not to open it. The next day, when the same thing happens again, they choose to face it. This time, they slowly open the door to see what's outside. For a moment, everything seems unclear. Then a figure suddenly appears from the darkness and moves toward them.
No, just stay behind me, Ash.
Please.
No, just stay behind me. Snickers? Snickers? It stopped.
Where is she? Where did it go?
I don't know, it stopped. Get back inside, get back inside.
Get back here. What the fuck was that?
I don't know. It looked like a purse. It looked like a purse. Jesus.
Its presence is enough to send both of them running back inside in panic. In the end, it's hard to say what they actually encountered, whether it was something real or carefully staged. Number 9, a woman, known as Darkja, shared a video on TikTok showing a series of strange events in her home. What makes it more unsettling is how difficult it is to explain what's happening. At the start of the recording, a shadow can be seen near the bathroom door, but only through the camera. She said that in real life, she didn't see anything there at all. There was also a toy lying near the door that wasn't supposed to be there. Even more disturbing, the toy started making sounds despite being turned off.
Alors le choupi, il est tout en haut d'étagère là-bas. Et il marche plus. Classique.
Later in the video, a voice can be heard close by, as if someone is standing right next to her.
J'ai entendu. Chut. Entendu.
The clip leaves a lot of unanswered questions. Where did the shadow come from? How did the toy make noise without power? And most unsettling of all, who or what was that voice? The more closely the video is watched, the more unsettling details begin to stand out, with no clear explanation for any of it. Number 10. This clip was recorded in a subway in New York. A man noticed something unsettling and started filming to make sure he wasn't just imagining it. In the footage, a strange figure can be seen briefly, but it seems to react the moment it's noticed. As soon as he moves closer to get a better look, the figure disappears completely. When he reaches the spot, there's no one there at all. What he actually saw is still unknown.